Hello and welcome to Collector's Corner Sydney. Today's video is the first dedicated art video and it's a little bit different. It's not about building a collection, it's about legacy. Enjoy. So recently I was given the opportunity to pick out a piece of art from my grandfather-in-law's collection after he had passed away. And that's kind of a strange feeling where you're not just picking something you like, you're actually picking something that represents somebody. There were a number of works in the collection, as you can see, different styles, different artists, but the one piece stood out to me, and the one I ended up picking out was this one over my shoulder, which is a Hans Selke portrait of King's Cross in Sydney. So from the research I found on Hans Selke, he was a mid-20th century Australian painter who worked primarily in oils, often on board, and became known for urban scenes, particularly Sydney and European street views. He exhibited at the Archibald Prize in the 1950s and 60s, so he was very much part of that post-war Australian art movement. And this piece at King's Cross was historically the bohemian heart of Sydney. Artists, writers, nightlife, and a bit rough around the edges, and that energy really comes through the painting. What I love about this painting is that it isn't polished. It's not trying to be perfect, it feels alive. And for me, there's something really powerful about that. It's not a blue chip name, but he represents something important, that gritty, expressive, mid-century Australian urban realism. And that's why I chose it, because when I look at it, it feels like a moment in that time period. My grandfather-in-law was a mayor in Sydney during the time period where Selke painted this, and I loved hearing all of his stories about his time there. Art becomes a bit different when it's tied to a person. I think it moves from being a commodity into continuity. And I picked up the piece that made me look twice, I thought was honest and felt lived in. So this piece will now sit in our home, not because it's worth the most, because it tells a story about him, about Sydney, and now about us. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers.